be out there telling me
Should I get out?
when I bang into something.
Oh, you got no backup camera on the 99?
That's a good one, Amy. But I do have my air conditioner on up
It
here,
feels
or my
good.
temperature controlled cheap. Okay, how can I say this? The garage door is open, and I had to put an air conditioner, a little window. We'll show them.
Okay.
So as soon as you can get out, so we can close
Is this
this
why you're
garage
telling
door,
them that I should get out?
we need to close the garage door.
What am I getting out for? Oh, to help you park
Help
better.
me ram into stuff and wreck it.
I'll get out now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. How much did you have?
Huh?
An inch to spare.
Couple inches.
Okay.
550 flares could have taken her. Come in there. Oh, I see the swallows are building nests now.
That one fell down. I see.
Yeah, it fell down.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what were we talking
air
about?
conditioner.
The air conditioner. So,
Seems
believe
like
it
the
or
last time we were up here, it was winter. And you were trying to get little Bob going. Have you run little Bob lately?
No, little Bob will not run. He won't start. I got to do a whole carb job now. Okay, we got to go back to how many years ago? Has it been 4 years ago? The story of this shed, which I built how many years ago?
A lot of years ago.
Was it in
18. We've been here 21. 03 we built our house.
I was going to say I built the shed in 08.
So 5 years after we moved in.
Well, maybe that, it don't matter. This part was not insulated
Originally.
originally.
Really?
But for some reason, I insulated the wall from the cold storage to this side, and that's how come I ended up with the white wall, because back in the 90s and maybe even 2000 something, everybody thought they had to have white interior, everything white. Have to have the light shooting off of everything.
And Doug, what color do you want the walls to be?
Well, no, you can't rush the story, because then how many years was it that we had no heat in here because the rest of the walls...
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Oh, that's your finger, Amy.
Yes.
The rest of the walls were not insulated. It was cold in here. You know, I don't even hardly remember this, but I was so traumatized. I do remember, and we still have it going on the other side, but I don't care so much over there. The flies.
Oh, the
Remember
flies
how-
are really bad.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
South shed.
This side was just like the other side is, yeah.
Why?
The flies, it was like, you couldn't even have nothing out here that was,
They're
that
bad.
you thought anything of. So I went and got upset and got concrete poured, or is it cement? I can never remember that. Why
Concrete.
is that so?
Cement was
comes
poured
in a truck,
and it turned to concrete.
and then it turns into concrete.
I think so.
It's a concrete truck. No, it's a cement truck.
Cement truck.
Cement truck. Okay, maybe I'll remember that. So we poured concrete and finished the other walls and insulated it. And then I went with the black, as you can see, black, yeah. And then the copper ceiling. And I also had, that was when the concrete, it was just coming to be colored concrete.
Colored. And it's
Back then it was very expensive. Stupid, I can't believe I did it.
kind of peachy instead of orangey.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, I was told it was supposed to be more of a copper color, and well, it wasn't and it isn't. And the reason I wanted to do that, because we rode a lot of snowmobiles years ago. And anybody that knows anything about snowmobiles, the skis
You want to
will...
take these guys and show them all the things you want to show them?
Amy's arms.
I've been shoveling out hostas and things today, so.
Yeah. So the skis will scratch concrete, especially on the edge of the lip. Outside from inside, it will really gouge. I don't know. Anybody want to see a skag? Skag, that's the big thing that makes you steer. Oh, that one's too heavy.
It's really heavy.
That is way too heavy. How come that's so heavy? Maybe my old grill is on it. There. Skag, it's that metal piece. Well, that thing will, that'll cut. Whoa.
What's going on?
Letter. No.
Editor?
Letter. I always say letter to the editor. You might want to edit that out.
What was it? What was the matter?
Well, I don't think I've done a very good job filming there.
Oh.
Well, anyway, that's why I chose to color the concrete so that when the snowmobiles destroyed the concrete, it would not leave a big gouge and look like, you know what concrete looks like when it's been gouged. I didn't want that, so. And what else? Oh yeah, then we insulated it and heated it. In the winter, life was good. And then for a few years, quite a few years, up to 4 years ago, this little guy, oh, and by the way, I think I'm selling it. I think I'm gonna get rid of it.
Did he call you back?
There's a guy I know that knew another guy. I think
Talk to him?
well, he's gonna come over.
Oh, good.
So I had to buy this thing. Never mind the mess here. That, by the way, that is a very good piece of furniture. I built that myself. And no, Amy, we're not gonna burn it. We're not gonna give it away yet. But this here little guy here, that is for one reason only. One reason, not because anybody is spoiled and needs to have air conditioning, but well, let's say Amy thought it was a good idea. She no longer thought
Your head. There you go.
she no longer thought I could have a set of golf clubs in my bag in the house.
Wow.
That was too much. That had to leave the house. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
You golf so much.
Well, I admit I don't golf, but when I do golf, maybe once every 2-3 years, I would like the golf club bag and everything in it not to be black mildew. So this building, because it's insulated and it's so muggy and humid out here,
That muggy.
so I'm not cooling it down very cool.
It
Although-
definitely feels better though in here from the outside as far as the humidity, which
You
was the
can tell.
goal, is to get rid of the humidity. It's probably best on all of the things that are in here, including the,
It fixed the mildew problem.
yeah.
And how many? How many of them should there be to cool this square footage? 6 of them.
Really?
Yeah. So is that a true answer if you think you're gonna air condition this building
Wow.
and you want to work in here? No, that's not gonna be good. But it's enough to do what I needed to do. And there's that story that took quite a while to tell, but that's the story about it.
So what's the story about the 99 and why you're parking it away? So you had the 2010 fixed. The
My own-
front end where it just quit working. You had it fixed, what, 2 months ago? Month and a half ago?
It's been a while. I was having so much fun driving the 99 that I
You
was
stayed
going to drive it.
driving it.
I was going to drive it. You got to steer it a little bit more than the average vehicle, but yeah, I was doing good in it. But now I popped the hood because over the 4th of July, we had the back end of it full of inner tubes, and I had it back down to the lake. And of course, you know, mid-afternoon, this here big blue cloud showed up, and I'll be darned if there wasn't some wind in it. And we stood up at the house.
You're a weird sound.
That's my pickup air conditioner. See, I didn't know we were gonna be talking all these.
Like somebody's taking the pickup. Okay.
So we sat up at the house and watched the inner tube that we were gonna, or that I thought people would want to pull behind the jet skis. We sat and watched that blow out of the back of the pickup, come up and over the top, down across the hood, along with the rope, which then hooked the most beautiful bug deflector ever made and known to mankind.
Very nice.
Look at this. Have you ever seen anything so good looking? It was all chrome. You can cut your finger open like you wouldn't believe. They're very cheaply attached. Supposed to have two-phase tape on there. And the rope hooked here. And I watched this get bent straight forward.
No way.
So I thought this morning when I got to the farm, because I was walking around the front of the pickup all the time, don't touch that. And I thought, I'm gonna fix that. And I popped the hood. First thing I seen, my oil plug, the fill hole, plug's gone. Gone. I've got 1,000 miles or 900 miles on the oil change. And I wouldn't have, would I? I was the guy that changed oil, but I couldn't have been that careless, reckless, and
You didn't put the plug back in.
all I know, it's gone.
So
And
then
I got
what?
good oil in there too, but now I'm gonna have to change oil.
Because you drive on gravel roads.
Gravel roads, and who knows, or I can't imagine what could be in there. So that is why now I am forced into driving my newer pickup. So I'm gonna go from a 99 to my 2010, which is just sitting there waiting with a brand new fuel pump in, so I cannot imagine how fast I'm gonna accelerate. What's so funny?
Why do you need to accelerate so fast? We're going from here to the garage, unless we go for a cruise or something.
I don't know. So that's the story of the 99, the air conditioner. What other story? And my arm, Amy, my arm is hurting. Here, we gotta take time
We
out.
do have a little bit of a couple of clips from Monday when we went out into the pontoon and saw some more obstacles, and we got even into more shallow water than
Yeah.
on Sunday from our last video.
Don't hate on me too much because I had the motor trimmed up. I mean, I could have soaked the guy behind me. If they'd have been on a jet ski, they'd have gotten a face full. So
Well,
I
so
had
we will
my
add
problem.
that eventually on here somewhere. You're what feet?
1.5 feet.
What are you doing, honey?
Well, I think it's below the depth finder is like 1.5 feet below the water.
So what does that mean? 3 feet?
What? Weeds. Oh yeah. Don't scare me like that, man.
No, they don't believe me.
I see them.
2 feet.
Wow. That whole day yesterday, we never got that shallow.
No. This is a little concerning. And don't you guys judge me because I'm not reckless. I'm just in uncharted waters.
Well, because we were looking at the bald eagle.
That doesn't look all that deep to me.
What?
I wouldn't have done this.
Are you? Stone's a little concerned now.
What did you see over there?
What?
He said there's something.
This is my friend Elaine. Weeds, which means rocks, which means it's more shallow. Which obviously the depth finder is at 2 feet. Well, we're moving, so we haven't heard any loud clunks, so this is good.
I don't like this. Why did we do this?
America was up there.
America.
Or America.
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 How was that for you?
Nobody, just shut that off. Nobody will ever know.
Here is something we did not talk about that can also be quite detrimental to the motor. These things that don't look so bad, except it's a big tree.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I see it.
45-degree angle
Oh
to the east.
my.
She's a big one, huh?
It's not little. Yeah, she needs help.
And do they know why all that debris is out here? Have you told them?
Well, it's because of the wind, I imagine.
From 2 years ago when the big tornadic activity
Derecho.
took place?
Which I do not recommend driving through if you're me. I'm like, wow, I can't see nothing. Wow, there's a tree branch in the middle of the road. Got out of my vehicle, lugged the tree branch out of the road, kept driving like nothing was going on. Jean Marie calls me. She's like, hey, Stone, you should stop by our house. So I did. Their swing set's laying on its side.
Oh,
They're like, you were doing what? And I was like, oh, I was just going home. They're like, you were doing what?
Right.
Yeah, apparently I really could have died
Yes.
that day.
And guess what
I
your
was-
mom was doing while you were driving?
You know what, Mama? I was just fine.
Guess what I was doing?
Panicking?
Praying.
Oh, you were praying. Okay, well that's good because that's maybe why I lived.
I'm like, and the worst of it is you left Grandma Nancy's, who is the weather woman of the world.
You cannot even breathe a breath of air around her without her talking about the weather.
And I'm
And
like,
she let me leave. She's like, oh yeah, you're heading in the right direction. I was not
no,
headed in the right
no,
direction.
you were
I
not.
was headed actually into worse off than I was.
Yes.
Yeah. I was none the wiser. It's a
Which
good
is
thing
good.
too because I would have had a
Yeah.
panic attack and been crying on the side of the road. So I was fine.
I'm glad you were fine.
I lived.
I'm glad.
That's your poor soul out there.
We need to where? What?
I'll show you. Here we go. They really don't care for people getting too close, but at least this creature, I can still run away faster than it can move, so you don't need to be worried about me.
She's been looking, I bet you, for an hour and a half for a spot. And I know it's the same one because of the blue speckles.
It's got speckles on it.
Uh-huh.
Well, you don't need to be afraid of me. And Amy sure ain't gonna hurt you. Yeah, you should just go the other way. Nothing to see over there. Oh, good night. So them things are coming up out of the lake, like, I don't know,
I saw
how many a
3
day?
or 4 yesterday, and thankfully I was outside so I could. And then Stone Googled, because the saddest thing about these things, we've watched all of these years, is that they do all this work, these girls, and then
Don't go under there. Come on.
she'll figure it out. And then is it the raccoons or the skunks or
Just
both?
like a house cat, right for the vehicle. Yeah, it takes them, what, an hour or two to dig a little hole like that and maybe 3 inches deep. And then they lay a white egg about so big. If you can see that size, it's the size of an oblong quarter or whatever. And how many eggs? 6, 8?
Yeah, I Googled it and I read
4.
about it this morning, but
4 at minimum. Well, anyway, they then
go about their way. Or
somehow
they pack it in.
can make mud. I don't know if they...
Well, they use their bladder water, is what I
Okay, well, it's very muddy after
what I
they're
read.
done digging their hole. And well, then guess what? In the evening, every raccoon, I have seen one baby turtle in my lifetime.
You weren't
And-
here when the whole bunch of them went that one day. It's the only time I saw baby turtles go to the lake. They were about
Oh, they're
this
not that big. No.
And
I'd
there
say the
were
size of a quarter.
multiple ones. You weren't here that day? Natalie
I
stopped
didn't.
by?
Yeah, I only remember one of them though.
Oh.
One little one. Oh, my arm. I'm not kidding here. Hang on.
Isn't that terrible? It's just terrible. You wouldn't think so. What is it? The tricep? The shoulder
I don't
muscle?
know. But it's good muscle.
Anyway, we were talking about that?
We really should have shut that off because now they're going to have to listen to him pulsating. Okay, so the raccoons eat every single nest. But Amy now last night went and took some sand from the beach.
Beach sand.
How much?
Not much, a half a gallon maybe?
Quarter of an ice cream pail.
Yeah.
And she sprinkled that all around in about a foot round circle.
Covered it.
Go show them.
We'll show them. And covered it. And this morning, both the spots I covered were not touched. And you were even like, you had to tell me, oh my gosh, it survived. They survived. So I found another new one I'm going to do. And then if she would ever find a spot, I would do the same for her.
Well, we're going to go show you that now. So
Okay.
I'm going to shut you down. And then we'll shut the pickup off. And get our life together.
Okay, here are the two spots. This one, it's not very thick. This is by my hosta garden, and they find these. This is not an unusual spot. There looks like some feed marks there. And then I saw this one earlier today. I think I will find some more sand for that. That one has been left intact. So, we shall see. And she's still up on the hill. Here they are. Better with the camera than me.
You think so, huh? Okay, here, this would have been one. They just, I don't know. It just takes them forever, but they dig down and put their little eggs in there.
Here's a remnant.
The egg is soft. It is not a hard. It is. How do you hold this here? The camera is backwards. The egg is a soft shell. It's a soft shell egg. This is not going to work. Time out. That was just ridiculous. Yeah, the eggs are soft. You can.
Spongy.
They are gushy.
1, 2, 3, 4 nests right here. Wow.
Yeah, and they're all over the lawn. You know, I hate to complain. You know me.
You?
I don't.
You hate to complain?
It's hard for me to complain, but when I do, I have a legitimate reason to do it. You'd be surprised what a turtle can dig up. Let's just say that over in the road ditch there where I mow and where that one was at, they'll get digging and you don't know it until you hit it with the mower, but they'll dig up.
Really?
Oh yeah. And in the road ditch, it rolls down to the bottom of the ditch where the grass grows up nice and tall, more than the hill or the side of the road ditch. So who'd ever expect to be booby-trapped mowing with a tennis ball and, well, bigger than a tennis ball. But
Really? Dig that out.
oh yeah, they'll dig out. I had to stop and throw a couple of them. Yeah, I've been out this morning patching up the holes that they made, but they're all over. Here's one. Here's one. So how could a turtle, there's another one.
Well, I'm way behind protecting them.
Oh yeah, you're not doing a very good job,
well, I
Amy.
just learned this last night. Plus, I don't know when they come up, all of them. I wasn't outside all day, every day for the last 2 weeks. Where did that girl go? I don't know.
I don't know, but I hope it's down somewhere else digging. Well, I think that's all we got for the turtle adventure.
Yeah.
Turtles.
Turtles.
Turtles causing trouble. When turtles cause trouble.
It's not that bad.
No, it
Compared
ain't
to the
that bad.
coons. Raccoons.
Yeah, raccoons in my garbage. I really shouldn't sleep at night. I should just defend my residence.
What's that?
That's another. They've been digging.
Well, then they decide they don't want that spot, I think.
Oh yeah, there they dug the sod right out of the. It's like I said, it's amazing how much power they have in their little back feet. They dig it with their back feet too. That's most amazing. Oh, here she is.
Maybe we should leave her be.
Maybe I should encourage her to keep on walking. This is the turtle patrol.
She's struggling.
You stay on your side of the driveway and I'll stay on mine. Same one.
She's a big one.
That is a big one. If you don't know anything about, I guess they're called painted turtles, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a pretty good size one there. That is got some girth to it. And you've been busy relocating?
I have. I brought them
Hostas?
to the hill. They're pretty tough shape, but we'll see if they
And taken to the rehab
got
center.
a good root ball. So we'll see.
Is that the Hosta Rehab Center? We got. Oh, this is just getting carried away now.
Desperation. It's so bad in here that I just
hard
makes
to
me
have
so
nice
sad.
things.
So and the slugs.
Slugs,
I don't know.
deer,
I'm gonna
mosquitoes.
I am going to look for a essential oil or ammonia or some concoction for slugs. But you have to get up in the morning while they're on the leaves and then spray them with them, I heard today.
That
300 hostas to spray in the morning.
you're not. That's ridiculous, Amy. Just ridiculous. You know, if you grew
Too much is too much.
sweet corn, another mosquito. If you would put the time into sweet corn and green beans and peas, by the way, I was eating peas before I left the farm.
Grandma's peas. Snap peas.
The peas are ready, the raspberries are ready, and
Hot.
I may need some, well, let's just say if you look real close at the overripe raspberries this year, this would be a good time for, what do you call it?
Oh, the thumbnail.
Thumbnail. There's little white worms in the raspberries.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And I mean little. You can, the more ripe the raspberry is, the bigger the worm is, but in the overripe ones, you know, just when you pick them and they kind of
like
ooze
squish.
out the red juice, those are the ones that got the visible, how long? 1/16 of an inch long, white, skinny worm. And I kind of like just, you know, picking and eating. And so then I started looking at the ones that weren't so soft, which I'd rather have the harder ones than the soft ones anyway. They're worse. They're worse occasional, but they were little. I mean,
They were in there too.
not too bad. But now my fear was, what made me leave the raspberry patch was there may be in them all. It's just that they're too small. They're
Right.
maybe in them all, but they're just too small
Wow.
to see. And then I thought, I'm just gonna walk away. But I was back tonight
Nibbling.
nibbling. And could
Hopefully
they actually?
they don't survive in your
Could they?
intestines. I doubt it.
You got
It's
any
like
of them pills,
protein.
Amy? You got any of them
Yeah, lots of-
special little? I might need one or 5. Well, if I'm no longer here, or if you see stuff crawling out of my
Nose.
that is so disgusting. I'm gonna have to go now.
All right. On that note,
Yeah.
have a blessed evening, day.
Enjoy your
whatever.
raspberries and
Wash them. Maybe stick. I don't even know.
And no, we never ever sprayed them. But things like that, really, where's the fine line? When do you apply herbicide, pesticide to have decent quality things, and or do you just eat the worms and everything's fine? You know, that don't sound good. I don't sign me up to eating that, but I've watched a few too many TV shows.
Yes, me too. Monsters Inside Me.
Yeah, that's not a good show. I should have never watched some of them. Okay, we're going to find supper,
Over and out.
right? Supper?
Sure.
Supper time. Okay, see you guys.
She made her decision. See the moistened soil? That's near the other 2 spots that I have. So, I was going to go get a bucket for that spot of sand, and then there she was, so I thought that I better get her on film. I hate to bug them when they're in the middle of this pretty pool. God's creation is amazing. Amazing. Alright, so there's the spot, which is really undetectable. I'm sure once it dries. She did a good job packing that in there. So now I'm going to take some sand and put on it. And the mosquitoes are coming out because the wind went down, or the breeze went down. I will need more than that. Okay, so that's the process. I guess so. I'm gonna do a little thicker this time, and plus there was that other one I found right here. I will cover as well. So, Lord, I just pray this works, so we can see baby turtles around September 16th or so.
Protecting the turtle nest, or several. Go Amy. Go Amy. And really? I don't know.
Beautiful ending.